Sandra Peter Imonide says, congratulations Flo, I got to know about your channel sometime in, I guess that's 2017, because of a neighbor who was accent shaming you. I got curious and I've been hooked since then. My question, is this something you have had to deal with on here on YouTube or in real life? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This was a question I got from Sandra 1 year ago. Yeah, it's actually around 1 year ago. This was when I was celebrating my 300k subscribers, and due to popular voting about how you guys wanted us to celebrate it, and doing a YouTube Q&A was the most popular option. Yeah, everybody, a lot more people chose that. So I made a post on my community page and this was Sandra's question for that. I've done a YouTube Q&A. Yeah, I think I have 2 videos based on the questions I got on this day. But when I came to Sandra's question, I decided that no, I'm going to reserve one video for this question because this is a loaded question. I didn't think I could do it justice if I tried to answer it within that Q&A video because it would have been a very long video. So I kept it aside, but I completely forgot. And recently I was clearing up my video folder, you know, where I put my videos to be edited, and I saw this and I was like, oh my god. So Sandra, please forgive me. Yeah, I hope you understand my explanation. I didn't ignore your question. Yeah, I wanted to treat it special, but I don't know, it's now 1 year later. So yeah, I don't know why Sandra asked this question, whether she has started. Let me look up her name and see if she has started her YouTube channel. Let me see. Sandra. I can't even find her name. So probably Sandra is not a YouTuber. So she just wanted to know. Okay. Yeah, Sandra. No, I've not had to deal with accent shaming. I mean, is it my IGBOTIC voice? I call myself IGBOTIC voice. And yeah, generally, actually, if there's any kind of shaming that I've got on this YouTube about my accent, it's someone that told me that I am faking my IGBOTIC accent, that my accent is not like that, that I'm like faking it, like to sound even more IGBOTIC. I agree that, yeah, the way I voice my videos is not the way I talk in real life, like when I'm speaking like now. Yeah, it's not the same. I know, I stress it, yeah, but I speak from my throat as well so that it's deeper, you know, so that they can put some respect in the voice. I'm joking. You know, these days I have to say I'm joking because a lot of people don't get my jokes. Like the joke I made in my UK versus Spain video about taps, and UK people that live in an English-speaking country came for me because of the joke. So these days I have to keep saying that I am joking. On this YouTube, Sandra, no, I have not had to deal with it on this YouTube. Yeah, no. People tell me, for instance, foreigners that watch my videos, they usually say, okay, let me read some comments from this YouTube. I adore your accent. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Love your English accent. Subscribed. Thank you so much for your great easy step video. Love your video. Love your accent. I love the way she says coconut. The video really helped me. Thank you. And I really love your accent. Thank you for sharing. Your voice is so cute and I like the accent a lot. Thank you so much. Love your voice. Hugs from where? Argentina. I love when you say coconut. I just love it. My coconut gives some people the way it's not my coconut. The way I say coconut gives some people orgasm on this my channel. And you know, my coconut oil videos are very popular. I don't know if it's because of the coconut. Some people come back to rewatch it so that they can hear me saying coconut, coconut all over again. So like this person says, I don't even plan on making coconut oil. I just wanted to tell you your accent is beautiful. Have a nice day. I love your accent. I love your accent. Thank you. I can follow your instructions with ease. I love listening to your sweet voice. I think that's what it is. easy to listen to. Love your accent, much love from USA. Okay, USA, the people that are regarded as one of the owners of the English language. I mean, they're not the original owners, but they are native speakers of the English language. I love your voice and accent. It makes the video calming. God bless you. Thank you. God bless you too. Thank you for sharing. Explanation is so clear because you spoke slowly and pronounce it properly. Yeah, you speak better English than a UK person, and I feel all Nigerians do. I love the way you talk, so sweet and full of life. So, foreigners usually adore my accent. Let me tell you a story. In the field that I work in a multinational company. Yeah, usually usually people from all over the world. I'm usually in the minority. I'm usually the only black person to start with. So the only African there. The most people we have in my field are the British. Yeah, the British are a lot in my field. The Norwegians are a lot in my field. And then when we start working in the US waters like Gulf of Mexico, you have Americans and Canadians. But we have people from New Zealand, people from Australia, you know, from time to time, maybe on one crew, just like I'm the only person on the crew, like the only black on the crew, or the only African. Let me put African because we're talking about accents now. I'm the only one. So you can have one Australian, one New Zealandan. So yeah, but mostly British, UK as a whole, the whole Scotland, Wales, Ireland, yeah. You have them there, and then you have other countries. And the official language we use in my place of work is English. Yeah. So we all speak in English, but we all bring our different accents. So having a Nigerian accent is not a bad thing. I'm talking to the person that is accent shaming me for my Nigerian accent. It's only Nigerians that usually complain about this accent thing because Nigerians believe that our accent is bad. They believe that you have to speak like a British person. You have to speak, or you speak like an American. The American accent is the most faked accent in Nigeria. People pay lots of money, millions in Nigeria, just to send their kids to schools where they can speak in a foreign accent. They pay special money for that, yeah, to go to these schools, So, first of all, it started with people no longer teach their kids the local languages. That's how it started. I have a lot of people that live in Nigeria. Their kids do not speak our local language because if you speak our local language, you don't have class, you know. And then it stepped up in these 2000s. It stepped up with the private schools. You know, people send their kids to schools where they will be speaking in foreign English accents, not Nigerian accents. Nothing wrong with that, but my sister Sandra and any other person watching this video, maybe you're a YouTuber, and the way you talk is holding you back, is deterring you from starting a YouTube channel, or deterring you from talking in your videos, or any other reason. You don't have the self-confidence to talk because of your Nigerian accent. All I'm going to tell you is that having a Nigerian accent is not a bad thing. In my place of work that I was telling you about, all these people from different places, we all speak English. And whenever someone talks, none of them, the Norwegians are not trying to speak like the Americans. The Polish guys are not trying to speak like the Americans or the British. They speak clear English in their Polish accent. But when you listen to them, you know this person is Polish, or you may not place your finger on the person's country, but at least you can like put this person comes from this place, or this person comes from Scandinavian countries, or this person is Italian. Once you hear an Italian speak English, you know the person is Italian. Unless, of course, the person was born in the US, they grew up there, acquired the US accent. But once the person grew up into adulthood in Italy or in Spain, once they speak English, you know from their accent. Your accent is your identity, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's your accent. The only thing you will strive to do is to pronounce words correctly. Pronounce the English words correctly, because if you do not pronounce them correctly, you may not be able to communicate. And the main thing in English or in any language is to be able to pass the information like across, to be able to communicate with the other person. Once you're communicating with the other person, once your vocabulary is built up, like you have a lot of words in your brain that you don't need to think about it, you speak smoothly, which can be said to be fluently. You get your grammar right. I mean, your subject-verb agreement is in order. You don't have anything to worry about, okay? In my place of work, when we need to communicate with other vessels or rigs or other installations in the water where we work, in the high sea where we work, when there's a breakdown in communication, I am usually the one that is called to come up and speak with those people over the radio, because according to my colleagues, these people that tell me you speak clearly, it's not the first time I've heard it. According to my colleagues, I speak English very clearly, in the way that people who English is not their first language will understand, even more than the people that own the language. When an American is speaking super, a lot of people do not understand what they're saying. Even Nigerians do not like when you're watching a video, a film with a lot of Nigerians, and it's like an American film. Most of them, the movie goes over their head like that. They don't understand it, because even though they're speaking English, they're speaking super for them. All right, they don't understand it. That's the same way another person that is who just learns English for his job, for instance, when you're trying to communicate with them over the radio, an Englishman can come and speak with the person will not understand. But I, as a Nigerian, will come and speak in this way I'm speaking, and speak with the person will understand, because the way I speak English is much clearer to somebody who English is not his first language to understand than the people who English is their first language. In the same job that I'm talking about, I have English colleagues, I have Scottish colleagues, I have Irish colleagues. All these people are they are considered the native speakers of the English language. They own the English language. But do you know that my English colleagues do not understand some of their Scottish colleagues? Case in point, there's one of my colleagues that comes from Orkney Islands. I'll put a map on the screen so that you know. Orkney Islands is part of Scotland, but it's far removed from the mainland. And if you want to hear the most conk version of any language, go to the islands, because they don't interact with foreigners. They speak the original concentrated accent of that language, because they don't, for instance, when you go to London area, the English spoken in London area, even by the British that live there, is so diluted. It's not the English that was spoken there before the immigrants moved in their large numbers to the UK. Trust me. Because when you have a foreigner in your midst, you have to tone down your accent a little bit. It's just like in Nigeria. If you go to Igbo land, for instance, if you go to Enugu, the Igbo spoken in Enugu is nobody's dialect. It's a cesspot of different dialects of Igbo land. So the Igbo spoken in Enugu is understood by everybody. But somebody from Abiriba, I cannot even understand what they're saying. Or somebody from Abakaliki, I cannot understand what they're saying, because we're all speaking Igbo, but different dialects of Igbo or different accents of Igbo. Yeah, in English. So this guy from Orkney Islands will be communicating with him on the radio. You will not hear him. Even his English, like British people in the room, I'll be asking them, because I usually communicate on the radio. I'll ask them, what did he say? And they will tell me, I did not understand him. These are English guys not understanding a Scottish person. All right? And then we'll call him to come into the room where we are, and then we'll have a face-to-face conversation, because when you're having a face-to-face conversation with people, with the demonstration and lip reading as well, you'll be able to understand the person. So we have another meeting, because usually we have a meeting before we go, and then we'll try to find out what he's trying to say. He will come in there and he will make jokes, he will laugh, all the other guys will laugh. I am never someone to pretend, so I wouldn't laugh with them. And when he leaves, I'll be like, what's so funny, guys? I didn't want to, interrupt the joke or the conversation by asking for explanation of the joke. What was funny, guys? This guy seems like a funny guy, but I don't understand him. The guys will tell me, we didn't understand him either. These are his fellow British people. So the most important thing in a language, in any language, is communication. Are you communicating? Are the people you're talking to, can they understand you? That is what you should be concerned about. Please, guys, nobody should be concerned about. I've seen videos on this YouTube where people are talking about being bullied about their accent. Anybody that is bullying you because of your accent is ignorant. It's ignorance that will make someone bully another person because of his or her accent. Let's look up the meaning of accent so that we all know what accent means, because this is becoming too much. Accent meaning: a distinctive way of pronouncing a language, especially one associated with a particular country, area, or social class. Example, a strong American accent. The second one is emphasis on syllable. So this is the meaning we need, the first one. So you see, even the owners of the language, because this thing is English that is telling you the meaning of accent, even the owners of the language are telling you that we understand that you come from this country, so we expect you to speak English in a certain way. Everybody has an accent. Yeah. Even Americans that will tell you, you have an accent, she has an accent. They themselves have an accent because they're not the owners of the English language. Even the English, they have an accent because you say, that guy, he speaks with an English accent. Everything is accent. Everything, every way you speak a language is an accent. Of what need is you're speaking super, and people cannot understand you, to someone that speaks clearly, pronounces the words well? My voice is a speech voice. If you mount a podium and speak like this, nobody will go away saying that they did not understand you. But tell me, what if you're not opening your mouth well? You start with a Gege accent, English accent, end up with a Jegunle, speak American, speak English. By the end of the day, everybody is confused. I don't know which one you're speaking. Is that the one that is best? When a South African speaks, I know the person is from South Africa. When a Kenyan speaks, I know. When a Charlie brother or sister from Ghana speaks, I know the person is from Ghana. We all speak English. But these accents are your identity. Never ever give it. I understand you can send your kids to any school you want, no problem. If you have your kids in the UK, definitely they will have a British accent. If you have your kids in the UK or Canada, they will have the accent of the place that they are born. Me that had my kids in Spain, they speak English with a Spanish accent, and there is nothing wrong with that. So long as they understand what they're saying, so long as they're communicating. Yeah. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. The only thing you can do is to improve on your pronunciation. There's a difference between faking an accent and learning how to pronounce a word correctly, just like the owners of the language pronounce it. I talked about this in my UK versus Spain video, that one thing I learned when I moved to the UK was how to pronounce some words correctly, because I was mispronouncing a lot of words. In Nigeria, we unknowingly mispronounce a lot of words, unknowingly, based on this was how our teachers taught us that it was pronounced in school, and we went on to continue to pronounce it like that. For instance, the day of the week, Wednesday. In Nigeria, we call it Wednesday or Wednesday. Some people like exactly the way it's written, because the English is not a phonetic language. It's not, a lot of times, it's not what you see that you pronounce. The word plumber, in Nigeria, we call it plumber because there's a B there. If you call it plumber when you're talking to a British person, I'm pretty sure that the British person will understand you, especially if the British person is exposed to foreigners. But if it's a British person that is not exposed to foreigners, they'll be telling you, One of my Irish colleagues, he was telling me, a lot. But my colleagues, English colleagues that grew up in London area, were not telling me a lot of He himself, because he has never left Ireland, he left Ireland to come work in the southeast of England where our office was at that time. So that was the first time he left Ireland. So he himself, he has a very strong Irish accent that nobody can understand. Even my English colleagues were telling him And not to go off the Scottish one that I've already told you about. All these people speak English. I'm not trying to say that this accent is worse than the other, but I'm just trying to tell you that your accent is your identity. Yeah? Don't be ashamed of it. You can only try to improve your pronunciation. This pronunciation, accent, a Nigerian can call it accent, for instance. But when you learn, sometimes I will even be preparing a video here and I'll be like, what's actually the correct pronunciation of this word? And I'll go online and find out the correct pronunciation. So the way to do that for a word like this accent, you can do
accent.
accent. You see how she said it? Accent. So let's look up another random word like that Wednesday I talked about.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. You see, that's the correct pronunciation. So this is how you can slowly, like any word that you're in doubt about its pronunciation, you can come here and search it, Google it, or you can just type the word pronunciation, or you can type the word meaning. Automatically Google places this voice icon beside the word, and then you click on it and you hear the pronunciation, the correct pronunciation, and slowly but surely you begin to correct your pronunciation of words. Not necessarily change the way you talk. No, don't do that. It looks so fake. Like if you're a content creator, a video content creator, it's so fake. It looks so fake, and it's painful to watch people that fake their accent. It's very, very painful to watch them. Trust me. Yeah. Another way you can improve on your pronunciation of words is by watching series or movies. Personally, as a Nigerian, I prefer because one, they are the owners of the language. I mean, their pronunciation must be the correct one. And secondly, we learned English from them to start with. Even in our spellings, we follow the British standard because there are some spellings that, for instance, when you're spelling favor, there's a way US spells favor compared to the way UK spells it. So in Nigeria, we follow the spelling and pronunciation standards from the English, yeah. Not just because they're the owners of the language, but they colonized us at some point. So yeah, one of the series I'll recommend is Game of Thrones. If you haven't watched it, yeah. There are clips of it on this YouTube as well. You can search, and I'll recommend listening carefully when Cersei, the character Cersei, is talking. As far as I'm concerned, in the Game of Thrones, she has the clearest pronunciations. I think Tyrion as well, Tyrion Lannister. Both of these two people, they speak with, for me, they have the clearest pronunciation of words in the Game of Thrones. I mean, there are so many different British accents going on in that series, but these two people, for me, for anybody that wants to know how to correctly pronounce words, you should pay attention when these two people are talking, because yeah, they speak like, I would say they speak like people from the London area, I would say. There are lots of clips on this YouTube that you can watch. You can search Tyrion Lannister on YouTube, and you have lots of clips of him. I don't want to play it because this will be it's hard. So just search his name, search Cersei. There will be short clips here and there. You can watch them the way they talk. I like the way they talk clearly. You understand them. Yeah. This is my tip if you want to do something about your pronunciation, if you want to improve on your pronunciation. But about your accent, man, I don't know. I don't know why people think that when you speak like a Nigerian, it's something bad. Do you know how many jobs, how many gigs I've gotten because I have like the most perfect Nigerian accent? There's a job I did during the lockdown. They found me on LinkedIn because they needed someone that could speak Spanish as well as speak English with a proper Nigerian accent, not a Nigerian speaking English in another accent. They specifically wanted someone speak, and I have one of the most recognizable Nigerian accents in the world. So if you come across that project, I'm pretty sure that you recognize my voice. I don't know what else to say about this video. How long is this video now? Oh my god. So yeah, this is just a fun video answering this question, Sandra. On this YouTube, I've not had any issues because, you know, some people sometimes they look face before they tell you things. I'm the auntie of YouTube, so even if some people are thinking about that, they haven't really told me that. Yeah, it's on Facebook that I've seen people actually complain her voice is annoying, and then people will descend on them. Maybe 1 or 2 people, or 3, at most 5 people. But you know, usually people that are so ignorant, their voices are usually very loud, but then there's always someone or people that will come and descend on them immediately and squash them immediately, and then finally by the time I come, they've already destroyed the person. So the only thing I would do is to block the person. Since the person is so ignorant that they don't know that they can mute a video if the voice is so annoying, it's so annoying that they had to go and come and say it, I'll block them to set them free. So that's the thing. But yeah, I don't know, maybe my crowd on YouTube are smart and mature and they understand these things. But yeah, a lot of people don't understand that accents are your identity. You don't have to change your accent, just pronounce the words correctly so you can communicate, and that's all you need to do actually. Even the Spanish I speak with my Nigerian accent. The Spanish enjoy listening to me because they say that I'm like singing. When I speak Spanish, they're like, ¿Cómo suena? Como una canción.